right, so one of President Trump's biggest skeptics during the presidential primary was conservative radio and television host Glenn Beck. Well, he now says he would gladly vote for Trump in 2020. He's here to explain that and weigh in on the new radical extreme Democratic Socialist Party, the anti-Semitism scandal. Glenn Beck himself, also the author of the upcoming book, Addicted to Outrage. All right, good to see you. You are not being brought on this program in any way. We got along great for a while. You were very generous to me at one point when I needed a radio studio, and you never charged me a penny. And you gave it to me for like a year.
Sean, listen to me. We both believe that our country is in trouble. We're both men that are very passionate, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm more than happy that you reached out and wanted to talk.
Let me ask you, because look, you've always been an entertainer and performer in so many ways. And you know what? Everybody's views vary. We watched the Cheetos. The day after Trump was elected, you know, you said you compared Trump's win to what happened in Germany in 1933. Then you really lost me when you were hanging out with Samantha Bee. That was, to me, you know, a different point. Tell us about
first of all, I wasn't hanging out with Samantha. I wasn't hanging out with Samantha Bee. Look, I think I've been very consistent. I was judging Donald Trump on his record prior to being president of the United States. That's all you had to judge him on. I said after the election that he is my president. He is all of our presidents, and it is in our best interest that our president succeeds. And I want him to succeed. And I said over and over again, I hope that I'm wrong. And if I am, I'll be the first to admit it. Once he got into office, now he's the president. So now I'm not judging him on the past. I'm judging on what he's doing. And I call balls and strikes. And quite honestly, Sean, early on, I said, I never thought he would do that. I never thought he would do that. I never thought he would do that. By the time he got to Israel, he was proving me wrong every step of the way on his policies. I was happy, thrilled to say he's doing the things he said he would do. I think the problem has been since he got into office on policies, the Republican Party. The Republican Party, he is the greatest misdirection of all time. All he has to do is just tweet something, and the media goes crazy. They could have passed anything, and he would have signed it. They didn't. I ask, what's wrong with the Republican Party?
You know, to me, there are way too many Republicans. We learned this over Obamacare. Show votes for repeal and replace, 65 of them. Real votes, spineless, visionless, feckless. Nothing.
Same thing with the border.
I'm not a conservative either. You know, the only thing is, and I might have had an advantage that you didn't have, and like you, I went out on a limb. I told my conservative audience what I knew about Donald Trump. And if you looked at his record, gave money to Democrats, even Hillary Clinton, said nice things about Democrats. Mm-hmm. And I always knew that was him playing the political game. He even said it. I'm playing the game in New York so I can keep my buildings going up, electricians, plumbers, steel workers working, and I'm still in business. Because otherwise you'd be shut out. As you look at the things he's done, and the way I look at it, biggest tax cuts, conservative justices, fighting like with everything he's got to get the border wall because he made the promise. Israel is another. Getting out of the Iranian deal. Even the concessions that he got,
standing for abortion, saying that he's against socialism. I was there at the State of the Union, and I watched the Democrats. I was sitting right across from the president in the back, and that's the way that thing should be shot. You should be able to see who's texting, who's laughing, who's poking each other, who's mocking. Sean, I was in the State of the Union, and
I never thought I would say this. Beck, connections.
I don't know. I never thought I would say this, but I left there thinking I don't think I would have had the restraint that Donald Trump had. They were hissing him. They were mocking him the whole time, and you didn't see it or hear it on television because I went back and watched. There is a clique now in the Democratic Party that are as radical can come.
Well,
I remember when I was told I was a racist for saying that people were socialist, and the Democratic Party was going to become anti-Semitic and socialist. They'd take their mask off, was my quote, because that's who they are, and they want to say that. Well, here we are. And we are now at a point where if you... Go ahead.
Well, let me then ask this. You see the new Green Deal. No planes, no cows, no cars, no oil, no gas. The problem is it's not just one congresswoman. It's 100 Democrats at least, and 2020 contenders. This is real for them. And then you add to that this absolute disgrace. They can't even condemn Congresswoman Omar in this case today. And you look at where they stand. And more importantly, I think the biggest abuse of power, corruption scandal in history as it relates to the deep state, those at the top of the FBI, not rank and file, those in the Justice Department, what they have done and still not held accountable, but I hear they will be.
I will just tell you this. The new Green Deal is one of the most frightening things, because if you actually read the bill, forget about the cars and stuff. They don't care. They don't care about the green thing. The second part of that is the fundamental transformation of our economic system, and that is in there. They are looking to transform our system. When they say the free market system doesn't work and it's not going to be around long, they mean it. And Democrats, the good Democrats in the center of the country, who are not just playing politics, they've got to wake up to who is the Democratic Party today. These people are serious radicals. They have serious issues with race and anti-Semitism. They are serious socialists. They are not talking about Sweden. That is a free market with a lot of welfare on top of it. It's not a socialist country.
Well said. Last question, Glenn, if you don't mind. Will you vote for Trump in 2020?
You know, Sean, I think when you are looking at avowed socialists that want to end the free market, they're not even talking about abortion now. We're talking about third trimester abortions. When you are sitting here talking about infanticide, when you look at who these people are, there's no way anyone who is standing up against those guys and actually has a spine, yes. Now, will I say I'm going to vote for him? No, and here's why. Because anyone I ever say I'm voting for, it's the kiss of death. So please don't ask. If he wants to win,
one time I endorsed Joe Lieberman. He calls me and says, "Don't endorse me. You're not helping. You're killing me."
Right. I know.
All right. Good to have you back on Fox. Thanks for taking the time. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Sean.